PS exam, and 25th we have PS exam. So for the PS exam, we have 8 lessons in the physical science textbook. Coming to the physics, we have 4 lessons. Those are light. First one, light. Second one, human eye. And third one, electricity. Fourth one, magnetic effects of electric current. Magnetic effects of electric current. You have revised these lessons very thoroughly because we have conducted so many cycle tests and so many of the children performed very well. So no doubt in the physical science exam, however the question is asked, you are definitely able to answer that question. So don't get tense or don't fear. First of all, read the question paper thoroughly. Read the question paper 2 or 3 times. Then identify the question which one you got very easily or then answer that question. In that physical science examination, that is for 50 marks. In that 50 marks, first of all, 1 mark questions 8 are there and 2 mark questions 3 are there and 4 mark questions 3 and 8 mark questions 3. Here 8 ones are 8 marks. Here 3 twos are 6 marks. And here 3 fours are 12 marks. And here 3 eights are 24 marks. So totally we are going to answer for the physical science exam 50 marks. So in this 50 marks, from the light lesson, you will get, one 1 mark question, one 2 mark question, and 2 4 marks questions. See, from the light lesson, you will get one 1 mark question, 2 marks questions, and 2 4 marks questions. So from the human eye, you will get one 1 mark question, one 1 mark question, and one 8 mark question. 1 mark question and 8 mark question. Okay. Next, coming to this from electricity lesson, we will get one 1 mark and one 2 mark question and one 8 mark question. So from the magnetic effects of electric current, you will get one 8 mark question. If you observe the papers of the pre-final, the pattern is like this. But coming to the grand test, this pattern is somewhat deviated. Means there is a change in the 1 mark questions. If you count this, we will get 3 1 mark questions from the physics part. But whereas in the grand test, we got 4 1 mark questions. 1 mark is slightly deviated. So in the electricity lesson, you got a 1 mark question extra. Whatever the question, however the question is asked, don't bother about that question. You just read each and every line in the textbook. Follow the textbook thoroughly. Read each and every sentence in the textbook. Diagrammatic representation is very important for the physical science examination. So better draw the diagrams perfectly and label the parts very neatly. First of all, answer all the 8 marks questions. Answer all the 1 mark questions. 1 mark questions 8 are there. You just answer the 1 mark questions. Answer the 1 mark questions in a single sentence. In the single sentence. For suppose, see here, what is meant by dispersion of light? The splitting of white light into its constituent colors is called dispersion. So like that you will answer. Okay, answer the 1 mark questions in a single sentence. After the completion of the every question, draw the line and then go to the next question. Like that, answer all the 1 mark questions and then 2 marks questions and then 4 marks questions and then 8 marks questions. Definitely the time is left for you. So in that time, don't waste the time. You just answer the choice questions also. if you have time. Definitely you have time. You just answer the choice questions. Uh, First of all, answer for the 50 marks paper and then go through the choice. Put the heading choice and write. Put the heading choice. After the completion of the 50 marks paper, if you have time, surely you have time. So put the heading choice and then write the remaining answers. Mainly concentrate on lab activities. While writing the lab activities, you have to mention the side headings, aim, apparatus or materials required, procedure, explanation, a table, diagrams, conclusion. Like that you have to answer. Okay. Next, coming to the theory part questions. For suppose, what are the uses of spherical mirrors in our daily life? So for that we have concave mirrors, convex mirrors. Those you have to write in a point wise. You have to write at least 12 points like that for the theory part questions. And write the differences between concave mirror, convex mirror or concave lens, convex lenses. Like that means all you have to put the tabular form and draw the tabular form and write point wise. All these are given, all these instructions are given by your teachers in your respective branches. But anyhow, this is the final revision. That's it. Okay. These are all well known to you. But once again, one recapitulation like that. Okay. Next. Yes. Coming to this light lesson, 1 marks, 2 marks, and 4 marks questions are there. And human eye, 1 marks and 8 marks. This is the internal choice of human eye and electricity question. Human eye and electricity, 8 marks questions, we are getting internal choice. One is from human eye and another one is from electricity lesson. And next, another 8 marks question from chemistry part. Sir will explain it detail. Okay. Next, coming to the magnetic effects of electric current. It is a internal choice of one chemistry and one physics question. So we'll get this. This is the 17th question. We'll get this from magnetic effects of electric current. Okay. Yes. This is the question paper. Now, diagrammatic representation is very, very important. You have to put the side headings and underline the double underline the side headings and then answer the questions in the point wise. If it is a theory question, if it is a lab activity question, you have to answer with the aim, apparatus or materials required, procedure. Like that you have to answer. Okay, explanation. If any table is there for Ohm's law, verification is there. Aim, apparatus, this one procedure, explanation, conclusion, table and circuit diagram. Like that you have to answer the questions. Okay. Next, see children, 8 marks. We are getting 8 marks from the 3 lessons. One is human eye. Next one, that is human eye internal choice with electricity, and another 8 marks question in magnetic effects of electric current. Definitely you will answer all the 8 marks, 4 marks, 2 marks, no doubt at all. If you get any confusion means that is only in 1 marks. For that, in order to avoid that confusion, you have to read the textbook very thoroughly. So first of all, we revise 1 marks and then 2 marks and then 4 marks. Okay. Next, in the human eye lesson, we'll get myopia, hypermetropia. Many times they are asking myopia and hypermetropia. They are not asking directly. Explain myopia with the help of explain myopia and correction with the help of diagram like that. They are not asking directly like that. They are explain hypermetropia and a correction with the help of diagram like that. They are not asking directly that question. For suppose Veena is unable to see the blackboard from the first bench. She asked the teacher and sit in the last bench. From which defect Veena is suffering from? Explain it and correct it. Like that they are asking. Okay. So myopia people. First, suppose myopia. What is meant by myopia? What is meant by myopia, ma? Myopia means the people, myopia people can see nearer objects, cannot see far objects. Image forms in front of retina and excessive curvature of the eye lens, elongation of the eyeball, focal length decreases, can be corrected by using concave lens. This is myopia. If we ask myopia means, we'll write, definitely we will write. But some confusion is there in asking the question. If you got confusion means just read the question twice or thrice and then answer. Okay. See, Veena is unable to see the blackboard from the first bench. From the first bench means she is not able to see from the first bench. Means she cannot see nearer objects. Means which defect? Hypermetropia. Hypermetropia people can see only far objects, cannot see nearer objects. The question is like that. Then you can answer Veena is suffering from the defect hypermetropia and you write the answer hypermetropia points and then diagrams and it is corrected by using convex lens. Okay. Hypermetropia means can see far objects, cannot see nearer objects. Image forms behind the retina and size of the eyeball decreases, focal length increases, and can be corrected by using a convex lens. Can be corrected by using convex lens. So, if you, for this question versus we have electricity question. Electricity means Ohm's law verification there. Next, series combination of resistors, parallel combination of resistors. This all you have to prepare thoroughly. Okay, children? Yes? Beyond this myopia and hypermetropia, we have some other questions in this. See first. First see 8 marks questions. From human eye and colorful world, 8 marks questions. Explain the defect of myopia, hypermetropia, and he is asking in a different way. Explain the following terms: twinkling of stars, formation of rainbow, or a scattering of light, Tyndall effect. See, children, myopia, hypermetropia. See, from human eye, myopia, hypermetropia, and explain the following terms, sir. Twinkling of stars, twinkling of stars, scattering of light, scattering of light. We'll get these questions in the, we got these questions in the cycle test papers, and Tyndall effect, formation of rainbow. Formation of rainbow. Focus on these questions, but in order to get 50 out of 50, you have to read each and every line in the textbook. Okay. Next, for this question, we have from electricity. One is a series combination and another one is a parallel combination. And C, derive H is equal to I square RT, Joule's heating. Derive H is equal to I square RT. Next, in this question also we will get explain the following terms: electric current, potential difference, electric current, potential difference, power, electric power, Ohm's law. Next, you have to concentrate on overloading and electric shock. Overloading and electric shock. This is a 8 marks. One is from human eye versus electric current. Next, we'll get another 8 marks from magnetic effects of electric current. For this question, we will get the internal choice of chemistry. So, better concentrate. I'll read out the activities. You just note down. Already you have read. Explain how a compass needle is deflected when it is kept near a current carrying metallic conductor. That is Oyster's experiment. This is well known to you. The Oyster's experiment question will be asked in 4 different ways. This is one way. Another way, how can it be shown with the help of an activity that a magnetic field is produced around a current carrying conductor? In that way also he will ask. That is also you have to write the Oyster's experiment only. So first of all, while revising the question and answers, you just read the question. Read the question and then answer. Okay. Next, this is Oyster's experiment. Next, describe an activity to show that magnetic field produced around a current carrying straight conductor. This is magnetic field produced around a current carrying straight conductor. This is another activity. This is not Oyster's experiment. This is, see here, iron fillings will be taken and it is formed in the concentric circles. That activity you have to write. Next, describe an activity to show the direction of the magnetic lines produced by a current carrying conductor. See children, describe an activity to show that magnetic field produced around a current carrying straight conductor. Describe an activity to show the direction of the magnetic field lines produced by current carrying conductor. Describe with the help of a diagram an activity to show a current carrying conductor experiences a force when placed in a magnetic field. This is, I think this is the last activity in the magnetic, horseshoe magnet we have that activity. In this, he covered 4 activities, 4 activities. One is how to draw the magnetic field lines. That take one bar magnet and compass needle. That is one experiment. Oysters one experiment. And if you sprinkle the iron fillings, the magnetic field lines will be produced by introducing the current, and magnetic field by producing with the horseshoe magnet. That is 4 activities he asked, but 7 activities are there. You have to read each and every activity. Next, this is about 8 marks. 8 marks, this is very clear. One is from human eye. Second one is from electricity. Both are internal choice questions. And the last 17th question is from magnetic effects of electric current. In that 4 activities I explained. So read each and every activity. While reading the activity, you just read the aim first. Aim and apparatus. What is the aim of that activity? What are the apparatus required for that activity? Just read and then answer the question. So many children got confused regarding these activities in the cycle test examinations. So don't get confused in the public examination. Read the activity carefully and write the answer. Okay. Next, this is about 8 marks. Coming to the 4 marks, definitely we will get 4 marks from light lesson. Light lesson. Whenever I told you light lesson means, definitely you got the idea that refractive index table questions and ray diagrams. Ray diagrams, we have mirrors ray diagrams and we have lenses ray diagrams, mirrors and lenses. Okay. So in the mirrors ray diagrams means we have 6 cases in the concave mirror and convex lens. Concave mirror and convex lens. And this is a convex mirror. And this is a concave lens. These two we will get only two cases. This convex mirror and concave lens will get two cases. So wherever the object is placed, we will get only virtual, erect and diminished images. So you have to concentrate on these diagrams also. Coming to this ray diagrams of this concave mirror and convex lens, we have 6 cases. This we have 2 cases. Wherever we have put the object, we will get only virtual, erect and diminished image in this. Coming to these cases, in the 6 cases for this concave mirror and the convex lens, we will get all the types of see virtual and real and inverted and erect, magnified, diminished and same size of the image we will get we will get it in these cases. First of all, see at infinity. This we will get by learning these ray diagrams. We'll cover 2 types of questions. What are the 2 types means here? One table question he is asking. That question we will cover and draw the ray diagrams for the following cases. That question also we will cover if you learn these ray diagrams. See at infinity. If the object is at infinity, see what is the position of the image and what is the nature of the image. Position and nature. This is object, image, nature. If the object is at infinity, the image is formed at F. The image is formed at F. What is the nature of the image? Real, inverted, point size. Real, inverted, point size. Next one, beyond C. Beyond C. What between F and C? Real, inverted, diminished. Real, inverted, diminished. Next, third one, at C. At C means at C. The image is also formed at C. Nature of the image is real, inverted, and same size. Real, inverted, and same size. Here, between F and C. This is beyond C. This is beyond C. Real, inverted, magnified. Real, inverted, magnified. Real, inverted, magnified. This is real, inverted, point size. This is real, inverted, diminished. This is real, inverted, same size. Here, fifth case, at F. At F means at infinity. Yes, you have to revise in your brains. At F, at infinity, real, inverted. This is also magnified. Okay. Next, between P and F. In the case of mirror, lens means between F1 and O like that. We'll call it as optic center in the lenses and pole in the mirror. So here on the behind the mirror, on the same side of the object in the lenses. Here the nature of the image is virtual, erect and magnified. Virtual, erect and magnified. Here this table is in your brains. He is asking that he is giving the table. See, he is giving like this beyond C. Then you have to write between F and C. For suppose between F and C, beyond C. Now this is a blank. You have to write like that. You will get 4 marks like that. Okay. This is one type of table question from the light lesson. Is it clear, children? Next. Another type of table question is a very easy. See here. This is a focal length. and radius of curvature. Focal length and radius of curvature. See, focal length and radius of curvature means there is a relation between focal length and radius of curvature. What is that relation? F is equal to R by 2 and R is equal to 2F. See, he is asking like this. Complete the table. You will get 4 marks very easily. Table questions means gunshot, you will get 4 marks, 4 out of 4 if you write correctly. See, this is 6. R means he is asking R. R is equal to 2F, means 12. Here R is given 24. We want F. F is equal to R by 2, means 24 by 2. That is 12. Next, this is 50. We'll get R. R from 2F. 2F means 100. Okay. Already R is given as 25. Then 12.5. This is one type of table question. Okay. Next. Next, see refractive index question, Sama. Refractive index questions. Very easy. They are giving substance and refractive index. I will tell you one question. Yes. Refractive index. This is substance and refractive index. Air 1.003, ice 1.31, ruby 1.71, benzene 1.50. Yes, table is given like this. Now he has 4 questions regarding this table. Yes, before going to answer this table, one thing we have to remember. What is that means? What is the formula for the refractive index first? Here, mu is equal to C by V, where mu is the refractive index and C is the velocity of light in a vacuum, that is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second, and V is the velocity of light in the particular medium, and these two are inversely proportional. Refractive index and velocity are inversely proportional. If velocity increases, automatically refractive index decreases, and that medium acts as rarer medium. Because if velocity increases in that medium means that medium is called as a rarer medium. If velocity decreases means automatically mu increases, that acts as a denser medium. Denser medium is the velocity of the light is slow in that medium. If the velocity of the light is fast in that medium, then we'll call it as a rarer medium. So you have to remember this relation first while answer this table question. Okay, see the questions. In which material medium light travels faster? Come on. In which material medium the light travels faster? I think you have answered in your books. What is the answer? In which material medium light travels faster? Means air. In which material medium speed of light is least? Speed of light is least. Least means ruby. Why? Why it is ruby? Because refractive index is more for this. If the refractive index is more, that is a denser medium. If the refractive index is less, that is a rarer medium. So that is ruby. Next one. What's the speed of light in air? Speed of light in air. Already I told you that is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Next, determine the speed of light in benzene. Determine the speed of light in benzene. So in the benzene, you have to calculate the speed of light in a benzene. Means mu is equal to C by V. Now, what is the refractive index of the benzene? Here, 1.5. That is equal to C means 3 into 10 to the power of 8 by V. That implies V is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 by 1.5. That is equal to 30 by 15 into 10 power 8. That is equal to 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. These questions you have answered very nicely in the cycle test. So I think no doubt for Pragati students. Sometimes he may give the velocity. Here this is the refractive index. Sometimes he may give the velocity in this. Then you have to see if the velocity of the light is more, that is rarer medium. If it is less, that is the denser medium. And you have to, sometimes he is asking that arrange the following substances in the ascending order of the velocities of light, or descending order of the velocities of light, like that. So velocity ascending means small to big, descending means big to small. So like that, you see the values and arrange according to that, whatever the values given in the examination, right? Yes. This is about table questions in the light lesson, and another 4 marks ray diagrams. Ray diagrams already I told you, we have to prepare well. Ray diagrams, 6 cases of the concave mirror and convex lens. In order to get 50 out of 50, better concentrate on convex, both convex mirror and concave lens. Also, 2 cases are there. Yes. See here, some 2 marks questions from the light lesson. This is about 4 marks questions. We'll get 2 4 marks questions from light lesson. One is the table question, and another one is the ray diagrams. Yes. See the 2 marks questions. Predict and write about the world without lenses. If the lenses are not there, imagine the world. So what is your answer? That is 2 marks question. Definitely you have to answer in 2 or 3 points. So first of all, we cannot correct our eye defects if the lenses are not there, because myopia is used to cure concave lens is used to cure myopia, and convex lens is used to cure hypermetropia. So we cannot correct our eye defects, and there are no cameras, microscopes, telescopes like that. So you have to write that. Write any 2 daily life applications of lenses. Means to correct our eye defects, and lenses are used in cameras like that. The question answer is same, but the question is twisted here. Predict and write about the world without lenses, and write any 2 daily life applications of the lenses. So list 2 uses of concave mirrors. Concave mirrors, convex mirrors, so you have read it so many times. I think you will write with closing your eyes also for that answer. Okay. Concave mirrors are used in torches, searchlights, vehicles, and headlights. Next, they are also used as shading mirrors, and they are used by dentists, ophthalmologists, watch repairers, everything. So, list 2 uses of convex mirrors. Convex mirrors are used as rear view mirrors because they give a wider field of view, and they are used in security check and like that. Write any 2 applications of mirrors. Means you have to write all these applications. Mirrors, if you ask to write about the applications of mirrors, you can write concave mirrors, convex mirrors also. Yes. Why do we prefer a convex mirror as a rear view? From the applications of the mirror, so many questions they are asked in different ways. So answer is same, but the question is different. You have to read the question thoroughly and answer. Okay, ma. Next. One half of a convex lens is covered with a black paper. Will this lens produce a complete image of the object? Yes. First of all, your answer starts with the word yes. Yes. The lens produces a complete image of the object. And the other half part of the lens forms an image, but the intensity of the image is reduced. Okay. Next. The magnification produced by plane mirror is +1. What does this mean? This you have written so many times in the cycle test. First of all, +1 means it is the size of the image is equal to the size of the object, and the positive sign indicates the image is virtual and error. Okay. Next. A ray passing through the center of curvature of a concave mirror after reflection is reflected back along the same path. Why? Because the line which passes through the center of curvature acts as a normal. So that's why angle I is equal to angle R is equal to 0 degree. So that's why it comes back. Next, if A and B are optical media of nearly same refractive indices, then what happens if the light ray travels from A to B? Same refractive indices. What is meant by refraction? When a light ray travels from one medium to another, then it bends at the surface of separation and travels, right? If it is from rarer to denser means it bends towards the normal, and if it is denser to rarer means it bends away from the normal. Here these two have the same refractive indices. Means without bending, refraction of light does not take place. Okay. See this question is in a different way. If you want to see an enlarged image of your face, if you want to see an enlarged image of your face, which type of mirror will you see? Where will you place your face? See, the enlarged image mirror. Means definitely what is your answer? Yes, concave mirror. Right? Concave mirror. The face should be placed between the pole and focus. Why? Because we get the enlarged image so many faces in the concave mirror, but virtual and erect. So that's why it is P and K. Next, what happens to a ray of light that passes to the principal focus of a concave mirror after reflection? If the ray, this is the rules to draw the ray diagrams. We have rules to draw the ray diagrams. If the light ray passes through focus, and if the light ray passes through the focus, travels parallel to the principal axis, and if the light ray travels through the center of curvature, does not deviate. Okay. What happens to a light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium? Denser medium to rarer medium. The light ray travels away from the normal. The light ray travels away from the normal. Okay. This is about 2 marks questions in a light lesson. Reflection and refraction. First of all, what is the reflection of light? How many types of mirrors are there? Plane mirrors, spherical mirrors. And what are the uses of plane mirrors? Plane mirrors are used in periscopes, telescopes, like that. And in spherical mirrors, again, we have 2 types, concave mirrors, convex mirrors. So read carefully all these mirrors, uses, differences, and what are the types of images formed. Like that. Okay. Next. See here, we get 2 marks question from electricity lesson also. In electricity lesson, we have exercise question answers are there. In exercise question answers, in one question we have 6 or 7 sub questions are there. I think it is 12th or 18th question in the electricity lesson. So, why tungsten is used as a filament, And why do we connect the home appliances in parallel? Why don't we connect in series combination? Why are copper and aluminum wires are used are employed as wires like that? That question you have to read carefully, Amma. So many times it is asking for 2 marks question. Okay. See here the questions. Predict and write why the series arrangement is not used for domestic circuits. Means household appliances, domestic circuits. Because in the series combination, if one appliance fails to work, the remaining also fails to work. So the series arrangement is not used for the domestic circuits. Okay. Next, why is tungsten used almost exclusively for filament of electric lamps? Filament of electric lamps. Because tungsten has high melting point and high resistivity. Don't forget, tungsten has high resistivity and a high melting point. Next, how does the resistance of a wire vary with its area of cross section? It is inversely proportional, everyone knows. Why are copper and aluminum wires usually employed for electricity transmission? Why are copper and aluminum wires usually employed for electricity transmission? Because they have a high conductance, less resistance. High conductance and less resistance. Why should we connect electrical appliances in parallel? Same answer. Next, why are coils of electric toasters, electric irons made of an alloy rather than a pure metal? Because resistivity of alloys is higher than that of its constituent metals. So alloys do not oxidize. So the coils of electric toasters and electric irons are made of alloys. See what happens to the resistivity of the conductor if its length is doubled. Resistivity. Read the question carefully. Resistivity, not resistance. Because the resistivity of the conductor does not change, even though its length is doubled. Because resistivity of the conductor doesn't depend on its geometric dimensions. Resistivity of the conductor does not depend on its length, area, cross section either. It depends upon the nature of the material and temperature. Next, what happens to the potential difference across a combination of resistors in series combination? What happens to the potential difference? In the series combination, current remains same and potential difference varies. So V is equal to, if you have taken 3 resistors means, V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V2. Next, what happens to the current if the potential difference across the component is half? Current is also half. That is only Ohm's law. V proportional I, V is equal to IR, and R is constant here. What happens to the current in the series circuit? The current is same in the series circuit. Next, what is the effective resistance of the parallel combination of 2 resistors? 2 10 ohm resistors. Do it in your books. 2 10 ohm resistors in the parallel combination. In the parallel combination, what is the formula for the resultant resistance? 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Here the given 2 resistors are 10 ohm resistors. So 1 by R is equal to 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. That is equal to 2 by 10. This is 1 by R. Don't forget to reciprocal this. R is equal to 10 by 2. That is equal to 5 ohms. Okay, ma'am. Next, what is the working principle of electric fuse? What is the working principle of electric fuse? See, if the current is larger than the specified value, the temperature of the fuse wire increases. This wire melts. That is the heating effects of electric current and raises circuit. so that our appearances will be safe. Okay. Next, one more questions are left. Tomorrow I'll discuss this one more questions. Chemistry sir will continue the class.
Your mic is muted. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I cannot hear you. Please unmute your mic, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. I think now everybody can hear me. Okay. Okay, students. First, today what you need to do is after this class, morning already mathematics exam over. Now you are starting to read already revised. Once see all the textual questions. all the questions right from what are the for all physics and chemistry, all the chapters, textual questions again, already we revised many times, but anywhere any question we left means once you revise it, all the questions once see, answer any doubt is there, once tomorrow also you can ask, there will be no doubt in the answer, that questions already repeated many times in our examinations. Even then, so most important one is our questions what is given in the back side of the textbook. Only not one, not a, but we should not leave any of those questions. That questions only repeatedly we are getting in our pre-public examination and all those examinations. Plus we gave cycle test. We have 5 cycle tests. That questions also. All the questions once more you see. If you know the answer, you go to the next question like that, like that. Don't leave any of those questions on textbook by side. Very, very important. If any chance you miss your textbook means in the material only TQ it is given. That questions you give some extra care about that textbook questions. So today I will explain you just important points. Once we will talk, we can't in this less time we cannot explain all the topic. So what I want to say you is, still if at all any doubt is there, any confusion is there, you can ask me that doubt. Otherwise, we will once go through all these questions. So what are the most important questions or what are the repeated questions for the public examinations? Once we will see. So before that, let us see what we have. 4 chemistry chapters. 4 chemistry chapters are there. The chapter 1 is, and first chapter is chemical reactions and equations. Second chapter is acid, base and salt. Third chapter is metals. And fourth chapter is chemistry of carbon compound. These 4 chapters. Today I will explain you only 2 chapters. Important questions and some hints and all I will explain you. Next, first when we are coming to 1 mark questions, so already madam said you, first 8 1 mark questions will be there. This is our 8 1 mark questions. In this 8 1 mark questions, we cannot say which one is very, very important, because everything is important. 1 mark questions. 1 mark questions you write in 1 word, or multiple choice question means write the correct options. Options you see and write. What is the correct option in our daily test time? So many students, instead of if the option is A, B, C, D, you used to write some children writing correctly. Many of you are writing a 1, 2, 3, 4, not like that. What is the given option here? That option you need to write. Next, filling the blanks will be there. So write the answer very clearly without any mistake. That is first 1 mark question. Next, sometimes very small questions will be there. For example, what is corrosion or what is rancidity? In such cases, that definitions you write in 1 or 2 sentences. 1 mark question, no need to explain anything. Next, even small structure, small diagrams also can come in 1 mark sections. So 1 mark sections, I can't give you any important questions or anything regarding 1 mark questions. Every corner of the textbook, you can get a 1 mark question. So only we can discuss some 2 mark questions and 4 mark questions and 8 mark questions. So first chapter, when we come to, in this first chapter, you totally 9 marks are there. Chapter 1 and 2 only I am explaining today. Tomorrow also same way we will be having second half chemistry class. There I will explain the last 2 chapters. So first chapter you have 1 mark question, 1 mark question and 1 8 mark questions. So in 8 mark questions, so 1 mark question and 8 mark question only, 2 mark question no need, 4 mark question no need. Don't think like that. In 8 mark questions, sometimes combination of 2 mark questions are coming. They can ask you definitions, 4 definitions they can ask you. Or combination of 2 4 mark questions are coming in 8 mark section. So you cannot leave any questions. All are important questions only, but give more importance to the essay questions are from which chapter we know. First chapter 1 8 mark question is there, and like that 1 mark question is also there. And second chapter we have diagrams. Only 1 chapter I will explain today. I said you second chapter acid and base chapter diagrams there. Last I will say what are the important diagrams. So from first chapter and second chapter, we have 10 marks. 10 marks, the 2 4-mark questions. Chapter 1, 1 mark question plus 1 8-mark questions, totally 9 mark. And when we come to second chapter, that is acid and base, 2 1-mark questions there. 2 4-mark questions there. Totally 10 marks are there from this. 90 marks are there from this chapter 1 and chapter 2. So first chapter, here 1-mark question is there. Small question, how can you understand a chemical reaction took place? 1 1-mark question. Next, so many 1-mark questions, definition they can ask you from the first chapter. And exhaled air is warmer than or hotter than the inhaled air. Like that, many questions. Once very fast, we can go through this whole model saying now is not very useful for you because so many times all the schools, all branches we said so many times. Now also sitting with this model is not very important for us. So what are the most important questions? Let's just see. I said you already, after this class, what you need to do is first open your textbook. Middle of the textbook means one portion after some important questions are given. Again, end of the textbook, some questions are given. You need to go through all the questions. Whether it is 1-mark question or 2-mark question or 4-mark question, all the questions once you see. In that some questions there. So first question only we will say, I am explaining now only or discussing only most important questions only, not all the questions. Okay. So what is the first important question is, how can you understand a chemical reaction took place? Already a chemical reaction completed. That is one important question. So how can we say one chemical reaction is completed? So when a chemical reaction is completed, there will be a change in state. There will be a change in color. There will be an evolution of a gas. The temperature may change. There is a change in temperature. Temperature may increase or decrease. There may be a formation, evolution of a gas, or there may be a formation of a new substance or new substance. So by seeing this all, we can understand a chemical reaction has taken place, formation of a new substance. Now, whatever we are saying, again, you need not to see. You can keep it in your mind and tomorrow you can write it. So what, again, I said you to see all the questions, sir. You are seeing the first question. If you know the answer, leave it. Go to the second question like that. Don't waste your time. So first question is, most important one is, it can come in 1-mark section or 2-mark section. We can't say. But in this chapter, there is no 2-mark question. The chances are to get it in 1-mark section. How can you understand a chemical reaction has taken place? So by seeing any of these changes, all the changes need not to come, but formation of a new substance, change in the state or color or evolution of a gas, or change in the temperature indicates a chemical reaction has taken place. Next, in this chapter, balancing chemical equation is there. Balancing chemical equation. So first from word equation, what we will get, we don't know. Sometimes even that one also can come in 1-mark section as small. Depend upon if balancing chemical reaction not there in essay question section, they can give you one small equation and you can ask you to write the balanced chemical equation. So whenever you get a balanced chemical equation, you write the question also. For example, if they are giving you H2 plus O2 gives H2O, balance this chemical. You get very small equation only in 1-mark section. Complicated equations will not come. So instead of writing this one, so this equation you write and down you can write the balanced equation. That would be better. So like this, you can write the balanced equation. First you write the question and then write the balanced equation in balancing the chemical equation. Next one question is there, very important. What is there is generally from chemical common type of chemical reactions before. Why should you clean a magnesium ribbon before it is burned? A magnesium ribbon will be, so we studied chemical combination in that burning magnesium ribbon produces magnesium oxide. That topic is there. From there, this question is there. Why do you clean, or is it necessary to clean a magnesium ribbon before you burn it? So what is your answer? We need to clean magnesium ribbon because magnesium will get or magnesium react with atmospheric oxygen and magnesium oxide is formed. Magnesium oxide is stable, which prevent burning. So we need to remove this magnesium oxide from magnesium. So we will clean it, or we remove this magnesium oxide before burning it. That is another one question. Next question, type of reactions. They will ask you, what are the types of reactions? Type of reactions with the example. For example, what is chemical combination? Give an example. Otherwise, only give an example. This can be in 1 mark or 2 mark. Give an example for chemical combination. Only so read the question very, very carefully. You don't look left and right what others are doing. After getting the question paper, 15-minute time is given to read the question paper. So during that time interval, you read the question and make very clear what is the question. They may ask you what is chemical combination, or give an example for chemical combination. Both of them not the same answer. What is chemical combination means you need to write the definition of chemical combination. Combining two substances to form a single substance is called chemical combination. That is the answer. So instead of that one, they are asking, give an example for chemical combination. If you write the definition, they will not give you mark. So for an example for chemical combination, anything you can write H2 plus O2 combination gives H2O, but you write always the balanced equation. Don't write C plus O2 gives CO2. Always write the balanced equation. Otherwise, mark will not come. Okay, chemical combination example they asked. Or how can you represent a chemical combination? You can represent a chemical combination. A plus B gives raised to C. Next, chemical decomposition. So chemical decomposition also one problem is there. There is another one more important question. What is the question is? Types of chemical decomposition. For example, what is chemical decomposition? One substances splitting or divided into many substances. That is called chemical decomposition. There, one more question, very important question is that exhaled air is warmer than inhaled air. Many times the question we asked. So that is also an important question. Next question I said you chemical decomposition different type. So one is what thermal decomposition. Give an example for thermal decomposition. Decomposition taking place only when you heat it. Heating the equation, heating the chemical. That is thermal decomposition. So simple equations you can study CaCO3 decomposes into CaO plus CO2 when heated. So here heat is utilized for the decomposition reaction. So this is called a thermal decomposition. Similarly, light, when light is used, second one is an example for photo decomposition, photochemical reaction, and electricity is used for the decomposition, electrolysis. This is an example for electrochemical decomposition. First one is temperature is used. Second one is light is used, photochemical. First one is thermochemical. Second one is photochemical. Third one is electrochemical. Electricity is used. Okay, these examples are also very important. And there is one question in the textbook. I'll read that question. A substance X is used for, very important. I said you whatever we said today in this class, give or keep some extra importance to that questions. Most important questions we are using. So from this textbook, I'll say one question. A substance X is used for whitewashing. What is that substance? Question, well, let me see complete question. Okay, the complete question. So what is that substance? Actually, calcium oxide. When calcium oxide, what is that substance? The substance what we are using is calcium oxide, but calcium oxide when react with directly we are not using it. Calcium oxide is mixed with the water. Calcium oxide is mixed with water, you will get CaOH twice. So this substance we are using here for whitewashing. So the substance means CaO is we are using. We are using for whitewashing this one. One more, this is there. This calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide, you might have observed whitewashing. When you do whitewashing 1 or 2 days, if you touch it, you get it. Your hand all will become white like this. This is chalk paste. The same will be there. But after few days, you can get the shining surface. That is also given in your textbook. What is happening is this calcium hydroxide, when react with carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, what will be there? Carbon dioxide will be there. The carbon dioxide, then calcium carbonate will be formed. This calcium carbonate only giving the shiny surface. So first this question, one see. I said you the textbook, that question is there. All the questions once you see. Next, decomposition. Already I said you what are the types. After that we studied there is displacement reaction, displacement, chemical displacement, double displacement. All you need to say, you need to study example also. They can ask you examples for displacement reaction and example for double displacement reaction. In 1 mark section and 2 mark section, they can ask you the example. Okay, in displacement reaction, one question is there, one reasoning question is there. So copper sulfate, we are taking copper sulfate solution. When you dip an ironite in copper sulfate solution, what happened to the color of the copper sulfate solution? Why it is happening? One question is the reasoning question. So copper sulfate solution, CuSO4, when you keep iron, what will happen? Copper sulfate solution, color of copper sulfate, everything I'm not writing on the board. When I'm writing on the board, it is taking time. We don't have time to waste. So I'll say you, I said you that questions again you see it is already given in textbook. So copper sulfate solution color is, copper sulfate solution color is blue color. What happened to the blue color of the copper sulfate solution? So when iron is dipped in copper sulfate solution, iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. Why iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution? Because of the reactivity of iron. So iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. Then what will be formed? Ferrous sulfate will be formed. Ferrous sulfate is green in color. So slowly, this blue color of the copper sulfate solution, if it is 1 mark question, that much explanation not necessary. Blue color of the copper sulfate solution will fade. That is the answer. Why? More reason if it is 2 mark question, because iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. and copper sulfate solution slowly change to ferrous sulfate solution. So the color will be changing. That is the answer. Okay. Displacement reaction, double displacement reaction. Next, oxidation and reduction. So there, this also chance there in 1 mark section. Oxidation, reduction, redox reaction. Oxidation reaction. In 1 mark they can ask, give an example for oxidation reaction. What is oxidation reaction? Or give an example for reduction reaction. What are reduction reaction, or what is a reduction reaction? What are redox reactions? These 3 questions can come in 1 mark section because 2 mark sections are not there. That is what we said exactly. Nobody can say what is 1 mark section and what are 1 mark questions and what are 2 mark questions. Almost any questions can come in 1 mark section and the 2 mark. Oxidation means, what is the definition? Adding oxygen to a substance is called oxidation. And here Mg plus O2 gives MgO. So in this reaction, what is oxidized? Like that equation they can give you and they will ask you what is oxidized. So in this reaction, magnesium is oxidized to magnesium oxide. Magnesium is oxidized to magnesium oxide. Another example, CuO plus H2 gives Cu plus H2O. So in this reaction also they will ask what is oxidized and what is reduced. And this is an example for the third one, redox reactions. We already said the redox reaction. So copper oxide is reduced to copper. In this case, most of the students are many students will write what is reduced and what is oxidized. Hydrogen is oxidized to water. All will write it correctly. Next, you will say copper is reduced to copper oxide. Many times we informed you in the classroom, but still in examination you are writing this the same mistake. After when we give the paper, they are saying, then you know the answer, but you are getting mistake. Copper not reduced. So copper oxide is reduced to copper. Hydrogen is oxidized to water. So a chemical reaction which contains both oxidation and reduction is called redox reactions. Here in this reaction you can see oxidation. In this reaction you can see reduction also. So a chemical reaction which contains both oxidation and reduction is called or are called redox reactions. This is a very good example for redox reactions. Next, in the textbook, some more examples are there. PbNO3. That question once you see, they may ask you what are the product. When 2 important question is there, one is PbNO3 question, one is MnO2 question. Please see that 2 questions and what are the. Otherwise, we cannot say I said you all the. All we cannot explain that much time we don't have. Today and tomorrow also 4 chapters there. And already you studied, so I'm not wasting, but I'm saying you once you see today, PbNO3 question and MnO2 question you see. Next, 1 mark question, 2 mark question, even 8 mark question, they can ask you what is corrosion? What is corrosion? How can you prevent it? That question even in metals and non-metals, they can ask you what is corrosion? How can you prevent it? Or what is corrosion? Write a few methods to prevent corrosion. Or only write a few methods to prevent corrosion. One more question is there. Why do you paint iron articles? This all questions, same answer is same. Why do we paint iron articles? To prevent corrosion. So what is corrosion? Corrosion means the metals, when they are highly reactive metals are highly reactive. They will react with the atmospheric moisture and other gases and they spoil. The spoilage of the metal due to the corrosive substances in the atmosphere is called corrosion. So in the corrosion case, example for corrosion is there. Example for corrosion is silver. silver ornaments and all there means silver ornaments will be changed to black color. Copper will be changed to green color. Copper is, and iron will be rusted. Rusting of iron is an example for corrosion. And black coating of silver. Silver, tanning of silver we will say. Tanning of silver. Tanning of silver is due to the formation of sulfide of silver and copper. Copper carbonate will be there and rusting of iron. All these are example for. Next, what are the methods to prevent corrosion? What are the methods to prevent corrosion? Applying oil and grease, simple method. Applying oil and grease is one of the method. Next, painting is another one method. Next method we studied galvanization, electroplating, alloying. Because separately also they can ask you in metals and non-metals they are can ask. So this chapter also this is there. What is galvanization? Coating a zinc over iron article to prevent rusting is called galvanization. Making a coating of zinc over iron articles to prevent rusting is, or what is the use of galvanization they can ask. That is also, the answer is what? Same answer. Next, what is electroplating? Galvanization is zinc over iron. Electroplating means any metal you can coat over any other metal. Generally that is called electroplating. And alloying. Alloying means making a mixture of metals with other metals and non-metals. Alloying is already you studied like physics class also we studied some alloys like nichromere and all we studied. They all are called alloys. Alloys means easily you can change their properties. And the next most important question in this chapter is what is rancidity? Oxidation, reduction, redox reactions, corrosion. Corrosion is under effect of oxidation from our daily life questions. Next one is rancidity. What is rancidity? Rancidity is also the oxidation of food or oxidation of oils and fat. So the taste of food will, the taste and smell of food items will change because of the oxidation of oil and fat present in this food items. That is called what? Rancidity. Next, what happens due to if the food becomes rancid? If the food becomes rancid, what happens? The smell of food will change, the taste of food will change, and even sometimes the food will become not edible also. And how can you prevent? Write any one method to prevent rancidity. Write any one method to prevent rancidity. So, how can we prevent rancidity? First, important one is to keep the food items for 1 or 2 days, not for many days, for 1 or 2 days to prevent rancidity. Keep the food items in an airtight containers. Airtight containers. First one. Second one, adding some antioxidant. Antioxidant when they will add is for more days. If you want to prevent preserve the food items for many days, they will add antioxidant. And we know this bingo packet like that chips packet and all, they are flushed with any inert gases like nitrogen. Inert or semi-inert gases, the food items flushing with to remove the oxygen. Complete oxygen will be removing by flushing them with some inert gases like nitrogen also can prevent rancidity. So that is one very important question. What is rancidity? And how can you prevent rancidity? Now here one more question is there. A shiny brown colored substances change to black color, a shiny. So This model questions are there even from first chapter, second chapter, metals and non-metals, and even from the last 4 chapters. So by seeing immediately, don't write the answer, read the question very carefully and understand. So previously only one we studied it. A substance is used for whitewashing. A substance X is used for whitewashing. What is that substance? What is its chemical name? Okay, now a substance X is here. What is the question? A substance, a shiny brown colored substance X is changed to black color on heating. What is the substance and what is the substance obtained on heating? So the shiny brown colored substance is copper. And the copper is changed to copper oxide on heating. Okay, this question also can come in 1 mark section. First case is calcium oxide in whitewashing. Question is calcium oxide. Here this is this one. Then why press? Okay, that's already. Okay, one more question I forgot. What are precipitate or precipitation reactions? In the type of chemical reactions, many questions are there. Exothermic reaction, endothermic reaction, all classes in 45 minutes we cannot say. All this full textbook we cannot say. Most important points only we are saying. So again I will say, try to say exothermic reaction means exothermic reaction example study. If you have any books, you can just write half exothermic reaction plus example. Exothermic reaction means during a chemical reaction, heat energy is evolved. If heat energy is generated, it is called exothermic reaction. At the same time, during a chemical reaction, if heat energy is absorbed, it is called endothermic reaction. During a chemical reaction, if light energy is used, photo, it is called photochemical reaction. During a chemical reaction, if electrical energy is used, it is called electrochemical reaction. So one example also you study, for all this one, photochemical, already I wrote on the border, electrochemical, thermochemical. Now, what is precipitation reaction? What are precipitates? Precipitates are insoluble chemical substances. So generally, when such reactions, a chemical reaction which produces insoluble solids are called precipitate. Such reactions are called precipitation reactions. So that is also study one example. I am saying, just in the notebook, one word you can write, and after this class, that answers you can study. Okay, after completing this one, again you can read remaining questions. Maximum, these questions only will come in examinations. So we have very less time only. So first chapter we completed. Second chapter, first of all, any doubt is there? Then at least tomorrow I can say you. Any doubt, any student? Okay, nobody is asking any doubt. Okay, students, it's very good. No doubt there means only these questions. And let us go to second chapter. What is our second chapter is acid. Remaining 2 chapters tomorrow I'll say you. Second chapter is acid, base and salt. Acids, bases, and salt. This is our second chapter. Second chapter importance. What is second chapter important is diagram is from second chapter. Chemistry, one diagram will come. Physics, one diagram will come. Physics diagrams already, it will be mirror or a lens. Lens mirror diagrams only, that is sure question. So in lens mirror diagrams you study. But the chemistry chapter, acid and base, of course, we can very less number of diagrams only there. Generally, acid, water, conduct electricity, that diagram only will be there. Otherwise, chlor-alkali process diagram also you have to see. Chlor-alkali process diagram. Second chapter important, that is the most important diagram, sir. This textbook page number is different from your textbook. Acid solution in water conducts electricity is almost 90% sure question, that is because diagrams are very less. And I feel that is the diagram. And when I want to say one more thing, and our daily test time and pre-public all time students, what they are doing is, so your paper So like this, your paper is there. So you are writing answer. Last you got this much space. And there you are drawing or adjusting the diagram. This diagram you don't adjust like this. Diagram, clearly you draw the diagram minimum half page. Okay, full page not necessary. But minimum 1/2 page you utilize only for the diagram. Okay, if you divide this page into 2 halves, first this half completely you write it. If you take a full page also, no problem. Okay, and the diagram, only diagram you will not get mark. You need to mark the diagrams parts also, parts of the diagrams. Whatever the question, simply don't leave it. So just very carefully you observe the diagram. Very less 10th class students, very less number of diagram. 9th class you did so many diagrams. But 10th class, they already said the diagram is, physics diagram is from the light lesson and chemistry diagram is from acid and base. But just to see the diagrams from metals and non-metals also. For our safety, other chapter diagrams will not come. These two chapters, metals and non-metals also diagrams one see. If at all by chance, if they do not follow this model paper and all, what happens in the future, we don't know. So better let us prepare from our side. So important diagrams tomorrow, I will say you what are the important diagrams from metals and non-metals. Today, this diagram is very important. And guarantee you will get diagrams from physics. You can give more care to that physics diagrams, then you can leave this one. Here also, if you draw the diagrams, next mark the part. Marking the part is very important. So while you are writing questions, physics or chemistry, sometime question number 13, question number or any one question, you can see 13 the question. Part A will be there, part B will be there. Especially 8 mark questions, that is 15, 16, 17 questions. How many parts there, we don't know. So you are writing the A part and you are thinking that my examination completed, that question I answered, and you are going to the next 14th question. So one thing you do, after completing this one, once more you check the question number 13. Okay, I wrote A part and B part. Then you go to 14th question. Otherwise, you will be in the little bit tension will be there, all this tension. You are leaving the B part or half part you are leaving. So it will become a difficult thing. Okay, so do like that. And this is the diagrams and acid and base also important questions tomorrow only I can say. Time is completed today. What are today? First question is what in 1 mark section. First question is that one we will say and stop. Today, again, after I said you, I think when tomorrow you come, you will be more confident. Already today, still a time is there. Tomorrow morning, fully you can read. First one, these 4 answers you can study. What are these 4 answers? Is strong acids, strong, shortly I'm writing, base, weak acid, weak base. Examples are very important. Okay, very important these examples. Strong acid example you can write HCl, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, 2 enough. For phosphoric acid, nitric acid, all they are very strong base. You can write NaOH, KOH, MgOH twice. Weak acid, carbonic acid, acetic acid. They are weak acids. Weak base, ammonia, ammonium chloride, what? Aluminum hydroxide. Weak base only you are getting doubt. The remaining all you studied, so many you know. Weak base you are getting doubt. So strong acid, strong base, all no problem. These are also they can ask you in 1 mark sections. Okay. So today again still so much time is there. Textbook questions first you study. If textbook are not there, the material only TQ it is written. All the questions study. After that, tomorrow we will continue this class. The remaining 3 chapters very fast. Once we will go through it, so that you can also understand what are the most important questions. Any doubt is there? Please say me tomorrow. Today nobody asked me one doubt also. Tomorrow, I hope you will ask some doubt. Okay, children. So again, without wasting any time, you can start reading. Take some for 10 minutes rest and you can start reading. Okay, bye.